Assalamu alaikum, I'm Sam here, and today I just bring an informative video about William Shakespeare's Sonnet 73. And before we going to start it about the analysis of the sonnet by William Shakespeare, we have a look about the introduction of about William Shakespeare. So, William Shakespeare from 1564 to 1616 is widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's most prominent dramatist. He was an English playwright, a poet, and an actor whose works have had a profound and lasting impact on literature and theater. And here is the background, the context, which is always important when you are analyzing a literature work or piece. And here, what we know about the context surrounding Sonnet 73. The publication in the sonnet sequence that Sonnet 73 was published in 1609 as part of a collection of 154 sonnets by Shakespeare. These sonnets are usually divided into two main groups. The first one is the free word sonnets from 1 to 126. These are addressed to a young man of great beauty and are concerned with themes of love, beauty, time, and mortality. Sonnet 73 falls within this group, and the second one is the Dark Lady Sonnets from 127 to 154. These sonnets are addressed to a mysterious and alluring woman from dark future exploring themes of love, lust, infidelity, and jealousy. So let's read the Sonnet 73 by William Shakespeare. That time of fear thou mayst in me behold, when yellow leaves, or none, or few, to hang upon those poles which shake against the cold, bare, ruined course, where late the sweet birds sang. In me thou seest the twilight of such day as after sunset faded in the west, which by and by black night doth take away that second self, that seeks up all in rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, as the death-bed wherein it must expire, consumed with that which it was nourished by. This thou perceivest which makes thy love more strong to love that well, which thou must live ere long. So in this Shakespeare Sonnet 73, the speaker actually compares himself to three images of deadline: the late autumn, twilight, and a dying fire. He feels like his life is fading away, like the leaves falling from the trees, the sun setting, and the embers burning out. He knows his lovers sees this decline, but instead of pushing them away, it makes their love stronger. They cherish the time they have left together, knowing it's precious and won't last forever. Basically, it's a poem about aging death and how love becomes even more powerful when we realize that time is running out. So this sonnet is consist with three quatrains, and remember a quatrain is a four-line stanza in a poetry. You can easily spot them in a sonnet because they have a distinct rhythm scheme or rhyming scheme in Shakespearean sonnets, also called English or Elizabethan sonnets. The rhyme scheme of the quatrain is AP, AP, CD, CD, EF, EF. And then we found the literary forms, or we can say the figurative speeches. In the sonnets, being a sonnet with its specific structure, Sonnet 73 utilizes several other literary devices. For the number one, metaphor. Metaphor, this is the most prominent literary form used in this sonnet. The speaker uses three extended metaphors to compare himself to late autumn, twilight, and a dying fire. Then second one, we have imagery. Shakespeare actually uses a vivid imagery to create these metaphors and make them come alive for the reader. Think of yellow leaves, bare round course, black night, ashes of his youth, and glowing of such fire. This imagery appeals to our senses and helps us connect with the speaker's emotions. Then third one we have iambic pentameter. This is the rhythm pattern used in the sonnet. Each line has 10 syllables with an alternating pattern of unstressed and stressed syllables. This creates a musicality and flow that is characteristic of sonnets. Then we found fourth one, rhyme scheme. As mentioned earlier, the rhyme scheme of a Shakespeare sonnet is AP, AP, CT, CT, EF, EF, G, G. This contributes to the poem's sonic beauty and helps to unify the ideas within each quatrain. Last figurative speech but not least, volta. This is the Italian word for turn. In a sonnet, the volta is a shift in thoughts of emotion. In Sonnet 73, the volta occurs in the final couplet, where the speaker shifts from a focus on his own decline to a celebration of his beloved love. Understanding these literary forms helps us appreciate the artistry and complexity of Sonnet 73. They contribute to the poem's emotional power and its enduring appeal. So let's discuss about three quatrains of the sonnet and the last couplet. Each quatrain presents a distinct metaphor for the speaker's aging. Like for the first quatrain, compares the speaker to late autumn with yellow leaf or none or few on bare branches, evoking a sense of decline and loss. For the second quatrain, compares the speaker to twilight, the fading light of day, leading to the black night of death. For the third quatrain, compares the speaker to the embers of a dying fire consumed by the very thing that once fueled it. Actually, these metaphors progress from seasonal decline to daily decline, and finally to the extinguishing of itself, creating a sense of increasing urgency. So basically, the concluding couplet. The final two lines shift from metaphor to direct address starting. This thou perceivest which makes thy love more strong, to love that well which thou must live or long. This couplet reveals the sonnet's purpose actually, to prompt the beloved to cherish the speaker's love even more because of their impending loss. Essentially, the speaker is saying that because his time is short, his beloved should love him more deeply. So, this couplet is very important because it changes the tone of the poem. While the quatrain are very much about the melancholy of aging, the couplet is a play for love. It is the reason for the prior descriptions of aging. In essence, the quatrain established the speaker awareness of their mortality, and the couplet transformed that awareness into a poignant plea for love. So, Shakespeare's Sonnet 73 really hits you in the feels. It's like a super sad but also beautiful poem about getting old and realizing you are not going to be around forever. The way Shakespeare uses this image from nature is just genius. He compares the speaker to late autumn with leaves falling off the trees, and then to the twilight when the sun's gone down, and then to a fire that's almost burned out. It's like he's saying, hey, I'm not what I used to be and I am fading fast. But here's the thing, it's not all doom and gloom. The speaker knows his lover sees old, he sees him getting older, but instead of freaking out, their love gets even stronger. It's like, I know I don't have much time left with you, so I'm going to love you even harder. And the way he writes it, the rhythm and the rhyme of the poem just pull you in. It's like a sad song that you can't stop listening to. Honestly, this sonnet makes you think about your own life and the people you love. It's a reminder to appreciate every moment because you never know how much time you have left. Shakespeare was the master of words, and this sonnet is a perfect example of why. He takes these big ideas about life and death and love and put them into the small perfect package. It's something you can read over and over and always find something new in it. So if you never read it, you should. It make you think like it might even make you cry a little, but it'll definitely make you feel something. Okay, guys, I will see you soon in my next video, but you guys must share your thoughts about Shakespeare Sonnet 73.